is another Faithful Talk with Vonnie. Hope you guys are having a great day. Hope you find a way to make some money, get to the money, or write down that master plan. But I got on here to talk about the time I was going to the doctors for 3 years. And my doctor kept saying nothing was wrong with me, nothing was wrong with me. And the whole time I had stage 4 cervical cancer. Oh my God, I know. You're thinking the same thing, like, how the hell did that happen? So here we go. So I kept going to the doctors my first year. And I was telling him, like, you know, I'm on my period for a long period of time. I don't know why, you know, I'm on my period so long. You know, I'm bleeding for months at a time. He's like, oh, it's just your hormones. It's just your hormones. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. No, it was not okay. So the first 2 years I kept going to him. He kept giving me all these prescription medicines, kept telling me, do this, do that, do this. Nothing was working. When I mean nothing, nothing. So the third year, I was just over it. I just was about to give up. I was really about to give up. So I kept going to him, and I'm like, nothing is working. Nothing is working. I can't say his name. I can't disclose what hospital. I can't do any of that because of legal matters. So, anyway, the last year, the third year, I almost gave up going to him, right? So, I went to him one day. He was like, I'm going to give you a referral to go see somebody else. You know, a gynecologist. So, he gave me the referral. I went to go see the gynecologist. He said nothing is wrong. Can't disclose his name, Evil, because, again, legal matters. So I can't disclose the doctor's names or the hospitals. I'm sorry, I know. So he kept telling me nothing was wrong, nothing was wrong. So I'm like, okay. So then I went back to my primary care doctor, and he was like, well, he said nothing was wrong. Everything is normal. It's not abnormal or anything like that. Everything is good. I'm like, well, something's not good because I keep on having these irregular bleedings. Like, it was bad. Like, bleeding all the time. Like, sometimes it was so bad it would seep through my clothes. Like, I didn't even want to go nowhere. I didn't want to do nothing. I didn't even want to have a boyfriend at the time because it was just horrible. Who wants to deal with that? You know, ladies, you know. And some of you men know too. But I didn't want to deal with that. So I just was ready to give up. Hold on, y'all. We about to go to the car. And I'm going to tell the rest of the story in the car while I'm on my way to the bank. While y'all going to the bank with me. And to still find my best friend's birthday gift that I haven't found yet. And her birthday is on Saturday. So I'm going to be back with the rest of the story. So give me a minute. Little intermission. Yeah, so back to the story. So I'm on my way to the bank. But yeah, so he sent me to another doctor, to, you know, OBGYN, to get a second opinion. And that doctor told me I was fine too. So at this point, I was just ready to give up. Like, fuck it. They can't figure it out. I'm over it. Like, I'm just tired of it. It was so overwhelming, and, you know, it was just a lot. I had to wear, like, extra pads and stuff. I was spending extra money. I was messing up my clothes. It was horrible. I didn't want to go nowhere because it was so bad. It was seeking through the pad, through the clothes. And it wasn't like I was being nasty just wearing it for a long period of time. No, that's how heavy and bad it was. So one day, I got up early in the morning and I walked around the corner to this clinic. It was the same place my primary care doctor was at, but I can't disclose. But I walked around the corner to the clinic and I did a walk-in. And so when I went in there, I seen a doctor. Sad to say, let me back it up some. My primary care doctor was black. A black doctor. He was black. I'm black. So I thought he was going to look out for a sister and help her out. So I went and did a walk-in a couple of days later after I was just feeling so depressed and so down. I did a walk-in. It was a white lady that seen me. and she did the exam, and she was like, oh, your cervix doesn't look right. It looked like it has a speed bump on it. It's supposed to be flat. It's a flat surface. I said, okay. She said, I need you to make an emergency appointment with your primary care doctor. I said, well, I keep going to him and he's not doing anything. So can I make an appointment with you? She said, yes. So she said, go out there and make an appointment. I went out there and made an appointment, and they was like, well, she don't have nothing for at least 2 months. She's backed up. So I said, well, can I see her? Because she told me come out here and make an appointment, an emergency appointment. So they went to go get her. She said, oh, yes, make an emergency appointment for her. Bump somebody else off that's not that urgent and put her on the list. My appointment was a week later with her. Went to the appointment. She did my pap. She sent it into the lab. Said she was going to contact me. The pap came back abnormal. She called me in to do another pap. The pap came in abnormal again. She sent me to get a biopsy after this. So we doing this for like, all my appointments is back to back to back with her, like back to back to back. So I go get the biopsy done. Do the biopsy. Biopsy took like a week or 2 weeks to come back for the test. So I remember like it was yesterday. Remind you, this happened in 2017. All of this started happening in 2017 when I finally got diagnosed. So I was at work. I was an assistant teacher at the time. I was not working for the U.S. Postal Service. I was an assistant teacher, a dedicated aide, whatever you want to call it. So I got a phone call. We're in the break room. Talked to her. She said, Miss Banks. I said, yes. She was like, your labs came back, and do you have time to talk? I'm like, not really. I'm about to leave work and go get on a flight for Miami because I'm about to go out of town with my cousin, Lonise. We about to go have a good time. So she was like, no, I really need you to listen. I really need you to listen. I'm like, okay. So I'm listening to her. She's like, well, your biopsy came back and it shows that you have cervical cancer. But she didn't use that term. She used another term, skin something, because it's dealing with skin cells, tissue cells, and skin cells and stuff like that. So I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. Do not quote me for this. Do not come for me. I'm just telling you what I was told and what I know from me going through it. But anyway, she told me, she was like, yeah, so I made some appointments for you to go see someone at GW. I said, okay. She said, I really need you to really listen to what I'm saying. And I really need you to take somebody with you. I said, oh, shit. This is serious. This is serious. So I'm like, okay. She like, these are the appointments. So she made me write down all the appointments. And she sent me an email with all the appointments. She made every appointment for me. I had 3 appointments. So she said, yeah, I want you to go see this doctor. He's really, really good. I know him personally. And I just want you to take somebody with you because it's going to be a lot of information. And you going to make you when you are talking to the doctor, you're not going to really take everything in at that time. I said, oh, shit. I said, this is real. My cousin, my oldest cousin, she was a consultant at the school that I was working at that time. She was a consultant. So I went downstairs and told her what was going on. And we looked it up. And she was like, oh, it's not that serious. Rarely people die from it. Because she delayed. Remember, the doctor on the phone did not say cervical cancer. She used another term. So when we looked at the stats, it was like, it's very rare that, people die from that type. It's easy to recover because it was just saying something about, like, skin. So, I'm like, okay. That made me feel good a little bit. Told my mom what was going on. Told my godfather, told my dad. So me and my mom go by ourselves to see the doctor that the lady told me to go see at GW. So me and my mom go, we on an appointment, joking around and stuff. So he, do his exam. Kick my mom out the room because I don't want her to see what's going on down there, even though, she seen me come out as a baby. But, I'm grown now. I don't need you in here. So he does the pap. He say, I can see it with my blind eye. If you can see it with your blind eye, then why didn't my first doctor see it with his blind eye? Okay? So that's what I'm saying. Like, we got to be very careful. If you don't feel right about something, go to the doctors, get a second opinion, because I was about to give up. So he said he's seen it with his blind eye, right? I'm like, okay. He like, well, get dressed. We're going to talk about everything. So he said, I'm going to send you to do a PET scan, a CAT scan, and some other stuff. I had so many tests. But when he was talking to me, he was like, I'm going to see you to do these tests. And he was like, we're going to schedule surgery. He was like, so how do you feel? Do you want kids? I said, well, I always thought like when I get married and stuff, I would have kids. But I haven't really thought about kids. And, I'm young and, I'm not really worried about kids. Is not on my list right now. He was like, well, I'm going to have to do a surgery. And I'm going to have to do a hysterectomy. That's what he said. I said, okay. He said, do you know what that is? I said, I heard about it. I think it's when you take the women ovaries and everything out, the reproductive system, right? He was like, yes. So my mama asked him, can you do a partial one? He said, no. I have to take them all. I have to take both. I said, well, is it going to save my life? He said, yeah. He said, because it's from your cervix up to your uterus, or from your uterus up to your cervix. It just spread. The shit just spread. Okay, like wildfire. Spread. Okay. So he was like, I'm gonna have to do the surgery. So I said, okay, long as if that works, cool. He said, all right. So we gonna have to do radiation. We have to do none of that. I have faith in this. The surgery's gonna work. He scheduled a date for the surgery and everything. Where he said we had to wait until the rest of the tests come back to see, how he was gonna proceed for the surgery. What was the strategy for the surgery? Baby. He called me back and said, yeah, your test results came back and we need you to come in. Bring your family too. Bring my family too? Okay, so number one else. So at this time, I called my godfather, I called my mother, and I called my dad. We all went to the appointment. He in there, he like, can I talk around them? I'm like, yeah, you told me to bring them. You can talk. So he says, so the cancer has spread it, and you have cervical cancer 4B. 4B. It's cancer 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B. You get it. I was at 4B. So he said, yeah, we're not going to be able to do surgery because it already started to spread. So we're going to have to do radiation and chemo. Intense chemo. He said it's not going to be too intense, but it's going to be a little intense because, it's already progressing. So I said, okay. With this face, I said, okay, with a smile on my face because I had people in the room. So them people was already distraught. They already crying. My mom run out the room. My dad sitting there trying to keep it all together. My godfather, he pretty cool for the most part. I ain't cry. I said, okay, when we gonna get started? Like, you know, he said, I'm gonna set another appointment up to come see you, and you gonna go upstairs and do some blood work tomorrow, and we gonna start getting your chemo and radiation appointments together. I said, okay, cool. My mom dropped me off home. She's like, you want me to come in? You want me to come in? I'm like, no, I'm okay. Baby, I was living by myself at this time. I got in that house. I broke down like a baby, down to the ground, okay? It was bad. I was really, like, devastated. So, after that, I just started going to chemo and radiation. And it was like the hardest time for me, but baby, I was not giving up, okay? Anybody that know my story, know what I've been through, was with me on this journey, they know I was outside every day. And I wasn't drinking, I wasn't being reckless. I was living my days like they were my last, because I didn't know what was going to be my last. So I was partying, I was going out, I was riding on the motorcycle with my brother, I was going on dates, I was outside. I was living my best life because I didn't know if it was going to be my last or not. Okay? Remind you, this happened in 2017. We in 2023 now. So, yeah, that's pretty much the story of what happened. And that's why I give all praise to God. That's why I'm really big on faith and having faith in situations, because remind you, I was working at a school at the time. It was 2 kids that I came in contact with at my school, and both of their moms was going through the same thing. And one of the moms, her daughter was in my class, and me and her connected. You know, we talked on Instagram. We talked when she picked her daughter up. We went on a field trip together and, you know, hung out as a group at the field trip and things like that. Them 2 women didn't make it. And they had the same cancer I had. And they did not make it. So, I'm grateful to be here. I'm just so grateful. And I just want everybody to know to, like, go to the doctors. Get checked out. If something not right in your body and your doctor not listening, get a second opinion. Get a second opinion. Get a third opinion. Get how many opinions you want to get, because the journey was hard. Trust me. Because I was about to give up. Year 3, remind you, I was going through this for 3 years. Year 3, I was ready to give up. Ready to give up. So, just trust in your body. If something don't feel right, go to the doctors. Yeah. But let's get out and let me go to this bank and see what's going on. Because I bank with my job bank, and they some trash, but I'm locked out my account. So we about to see what's going on in here, okay? Okay. See what's going on with my money.